Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're going to try and answer a question. A question that I think a lot of us have been feeling lately, even if we haven't quite found the words for it.
That feeling, right?
Yeah, that feeling when you wake up and you look at the news or just it's the logistical chaos of your own life and you think, why does everything feel so accelerated?
And is this chaos actually leading somewhere?
Or is it just entropy?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It really is the question of the hour. I think everyone feels it. That sense that the old systems are crumbling, time feels like it's speeding up.
The rules in the game have changed.
The rules have changed, yeah. But the source we're covering today suggests this isn't the end of the world. It's actually a transition.
A messy one.
Oh, a messy, loud, confusing, but absolutely necessary transition.
Okay, I like that. So we're diving into a book called Activating Your 5D Frequency by Judith Corvin Blackburn. And her background alone, I mean, that's enough to get me interested. She's a transpersonal psychotherapist.
But she's also a shamanic teacher.
Which is such a fascinating combination, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You have the clinical psychology side, understanding the human mind, trauma, the ego, and that's meeting ancient spiritual wisdom.
She bridges those two worlds.
She does, and she proposes a pretty radical idea.
It is radical. She argues that humanity is in the middle of an evolutionary leap. We aren't just changing our minds. We are shifting from 3D consciousness, third-dimensional, to 5D, or fifth-dimensional consciousness.
And this isn't just a metaphor for, being nicer people.
No, she believes it's a literal shift in frequency and an actual DNA activation.
Right, a biological and energetic upgrade. So our mission today is to really unpack this. We're going to look at her 9-dimensional axis model.
Which I found so helpful for visualizing all this.
It's a great model, and we're going to figure out how to navigate this shift without losing our minds.
Because the goal isn't to leave the planet or float away on a cloud, right? That was my first worry when I saw 5D. I thought, oh great, another guide on how to escape reality.
Not at all. Not even close. The whole point is to become a 5D human right here amidst the craziness, to bring that frequency down into the physical.
Okay, so let's unpack this. The core of her argument really rests on understanding these dimensions. And she used an analogy that I absolutely loved, because it instantly made the complex simple.
Russian nesting dolls.
Yes.
It's the perfect visual. She says to imagine that your standard day-to-day experience, your 3D reality, is just one doll.
Okay.
But inside you and all around you are other dolls. We contain 9 distinct dimensional frequencies, all nested within one another.
So we're not just this one physical body.
We are a stack of frequencies all operating at the same time.
So let's map this out for a second because I think it helps set the stage. At the very center, the smallest, densest doll, that's 1D.
1D is the iron crystal core of the Earth. It's gravity, the anchor.
Okay.
Then moving up or outward, you get 2D, which is the telluric realm. So think crystals, bacteria, the elemental forces under the crust.
Deep earth stuff.
Yeah.
And then 3D is where we, hang out most of the time.
Right. 3D is linear time, space, physical solidity. It's where we go to work, pay bills, see things as solid objects. It's very dualistic. Me versus you, us versus them.
But her argument is that we've gotten stuck here.
Totally stuck. She describes a dimensional descent, or the fall, that happened thousands of years ago.
The fall sounds very biblical.
It does, but she means it energetically.
Right.
Essentially, at some point in our history, we lost our conscious connection to the outer dolls, the higher frequencies, and got locked into the density of 3D.
We forgot that we were multidimensional beings. We started thinking the 3D doll was the only doll.
That's it. But the other dolls are still there.
Just dormant.
Dormant or ignored, yeah. So, above 3D, you have 4D, the realm of archetypes and feelings. This is the bridge, and we'll talk a lot more about that because it's where most people get tripped up.
And then 5D.
Then 5D is unconditional love, unity consciousness, creativity.
And it goes all the way to 9D.
All the way. 6D is sacred geometry and amorphic fields, basically the blueprints of reality. And then 7D through 9D are sound, light, and eventually the galactic center. But for us, right now, the main event is that interplay between 3D, 4D, and 5D.
So the ascension she talks about isn't leaving the body. It's opening up the bigger nesting dolls while keeping your feet on the ground.
Precisely. It's bringing those higher frequencies into the 3D body. It's expanding your awareness to include the whole stack.
Okay, but this is where it gets really interesting. And I have to say, a little scary. To get from 3D to 5D, you have to go through 4D.
You do.
And she describes 4D as this canopy, or a bridge, but she also makes it sound like a total minefield.
It can be. I mean, think of the fourth dimension as the realm of emotion and archetypes. The author references Barbara Handclau's work here and explains that when light comes down from the higher dimensions, that pure unity light,
Yeah.
it hits this 4D canopy and it splits into polarity.
Oh, like a prism.
Exactly, like a prism.
Right.
It splits into light and dark, good and evil, so 4D is where all the drama happens.
And this is where the movie directors come in. I loved this metaphor.
It's brilliant.
She says there are 4D movie directors just hanging out in this dimension.
It's such a great way to personify these archetypal forces. Since 4D isn't physical, it's emotional and fluid, these forces can't do anything in our world.
They don't have bodies.
They don't have bodies. So they manipulate human emotions. The movie.
And we act it out. That's terrifying. So if I'm sitting here stewing in repressed anger or fear or
You're
judgment,
basically handing them a script and saying, action.
you're fueling their movie.
Yes. If we're full of repressed emotion, we become puppets for these 4D archetypes.
Which is why she emphasizes shadow work so much. I feel like in a lot of spiritual circles, people really want to bypass this part.
Oh, the classic spiritual bypass.
They just want to go straight to the love and light.
Of course. But Corvin Blackburn is very clear. You cannot bypass 4D. You can't just jump from paying your taxes in 3D to blissful unity in 5D without clearing the emotional clutter in the middle.
Because that clutter blocks the signal.
It blocks the signal. If that 4D canopy is murky with your repressed trauma, your judgment, your fear, the higher light literally cannot get through.
It's like trying to see the sun through a smoggy sky.
Perfect analogy. She uses the image of a crown of light versus a crown of thorns.
Explain that visual.
So if your 4D field is clear, the light comes right through, and you have a crown of light, a direct connection to the divine. But if it's murky with unresolved pain, it becomes a crown of thorns. All that suffering caused by separation and emotional density.
There was a story in the book that really illustrated how to clear this murkiness. She talked about working with inmates in a medium security prison.
This was such a powerful anecdote.
It really was.
She was teaching a psychology class in the prison, and she did this visualization with the inmates where she told them to close their eyes and imagine someone they were furious with, someone they just hated.
And usually this is the part where the teacher says, now send them love and forgiveness.
Exactly. Surround them in pink light. But she didn't do that. She knew these guys had deep, deep rage. If she told them to send pink light, that rage would just get suppressed even further.
So what did she do?
Instead, she gave them permission, in their minds, to act out that rage.
Whoa, that sounds dangerous.
In the physical world, it absolutely would be. But in the 4D realm of imagination, it's just energy moving. She told them they could be as violent or destructive as they wanted in the visualization.
As long as they didn't physically move a muscle.
Not a muscle. They had to dance with the archetype of rage.
So they let the monster out of the cage, but only in the mental theater.
Exactly. They let the energy rip. They didn't judge it. They just felt it. And afterwards, they reported feeling calm. Released.
Wow.
One inmate even said he realized the person he was so angry at was just ignorant, and he felt actual organic forgiveness.
That's wild. So by going into the shadow instead of avoiding it, they cleared the field.
That is the essence of navigating 4D. You have to integrate the polarities. You have to admit, you know what? I have the capacity for great evil and great good.
And when you own that?
The movie directors lose their power over you. You stop being an actor in their drama, and you become the writer of your own life.
So once we clear that smog, we start accessing 5D. But what does a 5D human actually look like? Are we talking about someone who just smiles all the time and floats 3 inches off the ground?
Not quite. And this is the part I found most reassuring. The author introduces a concept she calls co-density.
Co-density. Oh,
This is crucial. It's not about disappearing into the ether. It's about holding 2 frequencies at the same time.
She used the piano metaphor here, which really helped me get it.
Yes. So imagine a piano. You can hold down middle C with your left hand. That's your 3D reality.
My physical body, the ground, I need to eat lunch.
All of that. But at the same time, with your right hand, you can hold down high C. That's the 5D frequency of unconditional love and unity.
And when you play them together?
You get a harmonic resonance. You're not choosing one or the other. You are vibrating with both. You're fully present in the world. But you're bringing the energy of heaven down to earth.
She also makes a really important distinction between a 5D human and a 5D being. I hadn't thought about this before.
This connects right back to the idea of the fall. A 5D being might be an entity, an angel, a guide that has never left the higher dimensions. They are innocent.
They've never known separation.
Never. They don't know what it's like to have a broken heart or stub your toe.
Right. They're pure, but inexperienced in a way.
Exactly. But a 5D human is someone who has gone through the grinder. We've lost our innocence. We've experienced the pain of 3D, the separation, the heartbreak.
So we aren't trying to go back to being innocent angels. We're becoming something. Tougher, wiser.
Wiser and more compassionate. A 5D human has healed their heart. They've seen the darkness of 3D and chosen love anyway. That creates a depth of compassion and strength that a purely 5D being might not even understand.
We're the ones doing the heavy lifting.
We really are. It's the difference between a child who is happy because they don't know the world is hard.
And an adult who knows the world is hard but chooses joy anyway.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
And that choice manifests in specific characteristics. Unconditional love, moving beyond judgment of yourself and others. Unity consciousness, realizing separation is an illusion, that we're all just cells in a single organism.
She also mentions a shift in how we organize ourselves, moving from hierarchy to, what was it?
Heterarchy.
Heterarchy.
Right.
Yeah, hierarchy is the pyramid top-down power. That's very 3D, 4D. It's all based on control. Heterarchy is a 5D model. It's distributed power.
Like a circle.
Exactly, like a circle where everyone has a unique role, and authority shifts based on who has the wisdom for the current situation. It's cooperation over competition.
So what does this all mean for the physical world? Because the book gets into some physics of consciousness that suggests this isn't just a mental shift, it's a physical one. This is where she references Barbara Handclough again, regarding the speed of light. The theory is that the speed of light isn't constant across dimensions.
It varies.
It varies. In higher dimensions, light travels faster.
Which changes how solid things feel, right?
Exactly. Physics tells us that solidity is really just slow-moving light. So as we activate 5D frequency, we are essentially speeding up the vibration of our cells. We become lighter, metaphorically and literally.
And this ties into morphic fields.
Right, the 6D level. Morphic fields are like the blueprints or the molds for reality. Our thoughts interact with these fields constantly.
So if you have enough people holding a vision, say, a vision of peace.
That creates a mist in the 6D field. If that mist gets strong enough, it precipitates down into 3D reality.
So we're literally thinking reality into existence through these fields.
We're always doing that. The difference is a 5D human does it consciously. And the mechanism for this, according to the source, is our DNA.
The junk DNA.
She argues it isn't junk at all.
I always thought that term was suspicious. Nature doesn't really make junk.
No, it doesn't. She argues that junk DNA is actually dormant coding for high-frequency consciousness. It's the 5D operating system, just waiting to be installed.
And the heart is the key.
The heart is the activator. When the heart opens, I mean truly opens, past the wounds, it acts as a superconductor. It creates an electromagnetic field that signals the DNA to unlock those higher functions.
Okay, so if we have the hardware and the software is just waiting to be downloaded, why is it so hard? Why aren't we all walking around as glowing 5D humans right now?
Resistance. We have deep, deep programming that fights this shift. And the biggest barrier is the conditioned ego.
The ego loves a good drama.
It's addicted to it. We have this belief encoded in us that if it isn't hard, it isn't real. We equate struggle with value. If things come easily, we don't trust them.
We think we're cheating.
We think we're cheating. She calls one specific aspect of this thriver's guilt. And man, did that hit home for me.
What to?
It's a very common block. It's that feeling of, who am I to be happy, abundant, and at peace when there is so much suffering in the world?
Right. You see the news, wars, poverty, pain, and feeling joy can feel selfish.
It acts as an upper limit, right? Referencing Gay Hendricks' work. You start to feel good, you start to vibrate higher, and then guilt kicks in.
I shouldn't be this happy.
And you unconsciously self-sabotage to bring yourself back down to the acceptable level of struggle.
It's like we have a loyalty agreement with suffering.
We do, but Corbin Blackburn argues we have to break that agreement. And this, for me, this is the most important takeaway. You do not help the suffering collective by joining them in the low frequency of suffering.
Say that again, that's huge.
You do not help the suffering by suffering with them. You help them by holding the high frequency. You have to be the tuning fork that holds the note of high C so others can tune to it.
If you lower your vibration to match the chaos, you're just adding more chaos.
You're just adding more chaos. That reframing is essential.
It stops being selfish and starts being a service.
Exactly. Your joy serves the collective.
So let's get practical. The book is called Activating Your 5D Frequency. What are the tools? How do we actually do this on a Tuesday afternoon?
Well, the overarching concept is reclaiming your power as a creator god. Now, that sounds grandiose, but it really just means accepting that you are a co-creator of your reality.
But to handle that high voltage, you have to be grounded.
Yes. Step 1 is grounding. She emphasizes anchoring your root chakra all the way down to the 1D iron crystal core of the earth. You need that heavy magnetic anchor to handle the high voltage light of 5D.
If you're not grounded,
You just burn out or space out. You become flighty.
so visualize roots going all the way to the center of the planet.
Right to the iron core. Lock it in.
And for the emotional clearing.
She suggests Ho'oponopono.
Ah, I love Ho'oponopono. It's so simple.
I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. It's an ancient Hawaiian practice, and it's incredibly effective for neutralizing judgment. Because in 5D, there is no other.
If I judge you, I'm judging myself.
Exactly. Ho'oponopono just clears that static.
There's one rule she mentioned that I think is going to be really hard for people, especially parents or
Yeah.
people who like to help.
The law of non-interference.
Yeah.
This is a tough one, but it is crucial for 5D. You cannot use your power to fix others without their permission. Even your adult children, even your spouse.
She had that quote from her daughter, "Mom, when you worry about me, you suck my energy."
It's so true. We think worry is love, but worry is actually a projection of fear. It's saying, I don't trust you to handle your journey.
So you're actually energetically draining them.
You are. You're interfering with their sovereignty.
So what does a 5D human do instead? Just ignore them.
No. A 5D human holds space. They stand in their own light. They view the other person as capable and strong. They don't run around trying to manually adjust everyone else's light bulb.
They just shine.
They just shine so brightly that it helps others see their own path.
That requires so much trust.
It does. It requires shifting from mental analysis, trying to control outcomes, to intuitive development, trusting the high heart, reading the frequency of a situation, not just the surface words.
So let's zoom out. The whole picture. We ground into the core of the Earth 1D. We do the shadow work to clear the 4D canopy so we stop projecting our movies onto other people.
And then we anchor that 5D frequency of love into our physical bodies.
And we hold it there. We become the piano playing both notes.
Living in the world, but perceiving it differently.
The author calls this the subversiveness of vibrancy.
I love that phrase. It suggests that simply being happy, simply being vibrant and loving in a chaotic world
Is a revolutionary act.
It is. You aren't fighting the old system with anger. You are rewiring the planetary hologram just by refusing to lower your frequency.
It's quiet rebellion.
The most powerful kind. Because you're changing the morphic field.
This has been such a fascinating dive. It really reframes that feeling of being overwhelmed. Instead of the world falling apart, it's just the nesting dolls rearranging themselves.
And we have the manual to put them back together in a new way.
Absolutely. So as you go about your week, I want to leave you with a thought based on that nesting doll concept. If you are currently looking at a problem in your life, a difficult boss, a money issue, a relationship struggle, and you're looking at it through the eyes of your 3D doll, pause. Imagine you can physically click open that doll and switch your view to the 5D doll inside you. How does the 5D doll see that same problem?
Does the problem even exist at that frequency?
Or does it look like something else entirely? That's the shift. Thanks for diving deep with us. We'll see you next time.